Nobody talks about the stretch that happens to you. When you make an exit from something, it will stretch you, even when the view is beautiful. People don't talk about what happens to you after you've left. The first thing that broke after I left the United States was my kitchen sink. And that's when I realized something, because the main topics of conversation always seem to revolve around leaving the job, the relationship, or leaving the country. But nobody talks about the stretch that happens to you. When you make an exit from something, it will stretch you, even when the view is beautiful. I never doubted my decision to leave the United States, but I definitely got stretched. Most people think the hardest part is in the leaving. They do years of research and preparation for the move, and then finally they make that decision, pack up their life, and jump on a plane. And that does take a certain amount of courage. That's not the part that surprised me when I left. The part that stretches you comes after you get to where you're going. It's the moment when something breaks or falls apart and you suddenly realize you're the only one there to figure it out. When I moved into my place in Spain, I had all the typical excitement of moving into a new place. I started getting used to the neighborhood, learning where to walk my dog so he could do his business, figuring out where everything was, like the local grocery store, the pharmacy, just learning how things worked. And then one day, the hot water stopped working. And finding a reliable contractor. Now, if you've ever tried to find a contractor in another country when you don't speak the language yet, you don't know anybody, and you don't have a local telephone number. So when people do see you calling in, they ignore your phone calls because I guess they think it's spam or something. So they don't pick up the phone or call you back. That alone will stretch the heck out of you. I managed to come to terms with what I needed to do in that situation for a while. But then something else happened. The kitchen sink literally came off in my hands. The whole thing. And water started shooting up everywhere, straight up toward the ceiling. And the crazy part, I couldn't turn it off because the faucet was in my hands. Now for about 5 seconds, I just stood there. Water was going everywhere. I'm looking around for something, someone, and thinking, what did I just do? Who am I gonna call? I didn't even know my neighbors yet. I didn't have a local phone number, no police number. I didn't know a soul yet. You know how I met my neighbors? During that 24-hour blackout they had all over Europe. So I didn't know anybody yet. And then my mind went sideways. It went somewhere else completely. You know what it had the nerve to tell me? Well, if you were still in that relationship, he would handle this. And for a split second, I almost picked up that phone. Not because I missed the person, but because I missed the convenience. And that's something people don't talk about when they leave things behind. Sometimes you don't miss the person, you miss the convenience. Don't look at me like that. You know good and well you've had thoughts like that. It would have been the easiest thing in the world for me to do. Just pick up that phone. But I knew this much. If I made that call, I'd be opening up a door that needed to stay closed. Because exits aren't just about leaving. They're about becoming stronger. So instead of picking up the phone, I spoke to God. I said, God, now I know you didn't bring me all the way across the world to leave me here like this. Meanwhile, water is still spraying everywhere. I mean, this took place in a span of like 60 seconds. But then in that moment, I was reminded of some things. And I know this was God speaking to me and reminding me of myself. I know how to fix things. I've done construction work before. So you know what I did? I grabbed all those pieces of faucet, the O-ring, the soldering tape, everything that had come apart, and I put that freaking faucet back together myself. Thank you very much. That moment taught me that confidence doesn't come before the storm. It comes after you handle one. Every time you solve something like that, your capacity grows. And so does your independence and your belief in yourself. Because when you exit your old life, you can be sure the stretch is coming. New environments, new responsibilities, newfound independence stretches you. But that same stretch is also where your greatest strength gets built. So if you're thinking about making an exit in your life, understand this part. Leaving isn't the end of the story. Sometimes it's just the beginning of the stretch. But the stretch, see, that's where you find out how strong you really are. Because even when the view is beautiful, just know that stretch is still coming. But each and every time you handle it, you realize something powerful about yourself. You're more capable than you thought. You are more than a conqueror. So leaving your old life doesn't remove challenges just because you change locations, but it does give you the opportunity to grow into a stronger version of yourself. So if you've ever felt that pull inside telling you there's more for your life, maybe it's not something you're supposed to ignore. Maybe it's something you're supposed to explore. I'm Miriam, your exit queen, helping you break free, rebuild, and glow from the inside and the out. If this video spoke to you, subscribe, because on this channel, we talk about what it really takes to start over. See you in the next video.